Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all you sexy souls out there. We are about to do a reading here on Weird on Woo Woo. But we're all a bit weird and we get a little woo woo. Let me get my wing. That was out and I don't know how it was out, and it may be significant. Anyhow, alrighty, let's get this going. I don't even know what I was saying. Anyways, we're about to do a tarot reading, okay? So, it's not in my normal parameters. They are asking me to, they're like the next 3 days. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm recording this on January 1st. 3 days, then usually is when I do, like, by Friday. Like, that's also the weekend. Like, I always do Friday, Saturday, Sunday as a weekend read. And then it feels like it bleeds into the weekend to some degree. Like, the next 3 days do. They bleed into the weekend somehow. And I'm like, why don't I just wait until the weekend then? And they're like, no, we want to do this now. So that tells me that either there's something significant in the next 3 days, or like something that needs to be relayed ahead of time. And I'm like, okie dokie. So I don't really know how or where it's going to go, but I wanted to give you a heads up. So we're going to do the next 72 hours. If you want to stick around to see if it's for you, awesome. If not, have a fabulous day. Those who do stick around, friendly reminder though, you are a sovereign being over your life, which means you get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So say it with me. We don't Cinderella shit to make it fit, okay? Fantastic. All right. I don't know where we're going to begin. Somebody may be experiencing like some weird tensiony headaches, like not related to sinuses, not related to much of anything that you can pinpoint. I just think that that's a shift in the energy and your body is physiologically picking up on it. And so therefore it's responding, it's acclimating to it. So just wanted to put that out there. And I was doing the Palo Santo and it was burning so perfectly and it was so free with its burn, and the smoke was just, you know, now everybody reads smoke differently and everybody thinks that they do it right. I'll just say that. Well, not everybody, most people. There's a lot of people out there. Let's just put it that way. For me, when it's a very thin, like when it's really difficult to smoke, it's like it's working overtime. It's working hard. It's almost trying to be snuffed out. And so when it's free, I just feel like there's a very free, clean energy already, right? And so that's how I read it, and that's how I use it. Okay. All right. I don't know, I feel like I'm supposed to pause or wait, and I don't really know why. But it's like, really, just go ahead. So I don't know if you're feeling like you're supposed to go about something, like you're like, and Spirit's like, go ahead or whatever. So let's just, okay. Thank God. We're going to use Madame Endora's fortune telling deck. I heard, how do I want to go about this? Like, they're showing me kind of like a fidgety energy where like somebody's supposed to start something. They're like, okay. And they're kind of like glancing around the room like, where do I start? How do I want to do this? Like that kind of thing. I'm picking up on that. Meticulous and patient. Reminder, patience is not about timing. It is about the state of being within something. Frequently, what elongates time is when we are not at one with how things are, and we're not in a state of allowance, and so therefore we're fighting against it. That's where the time comes. So patience is the energy in which we approach something. Forces beyond your control intervene, and true feelings are masked. Oh, it almost did, but I caught it. All right, we're gonna, thank you. Rejuvenation and fulfillment. This is not your feelings that are masked. This is somebody else. It's like being okay with what is in this very moment as you see it, and that something I feel like Spirit is going to kind of like put their hand in something so that whoever this is reveals true intentions, true feelings, and then a sense of rejuvenation will come. Again, it doesn't feel like you. This feels like an energy of somebody else. Okay, so let's dig in and find out who this is. I don't think this is right. This very next one, I'm going to go with the gut instinct. It's like waiting for it to be revealed, right? It's like when you're in the energy of allowance, it makes a more comfortable energetic space and a safe space for somebody to express something, to share something. And it feels as if it's like somebody's going to push the issue, somebody's going to illusion, misfortune, and honesty. So it's funny because they keep telling me what things are not. So it's like, that's not them. This is somebody else. The misfortune doesn't necessarily feel like anything to do with you. Like the illusion I feel is being not necessarily held by somebody, but being portrayed, or somebody, well, I mean, it's kind of held by them if they have belief in something. Some type of belief has led to some level of misfortune, some type of illusion, dream, illusion. Like the way somebody has seen something, the way that somebody's held on to something has created some level of misfortune, and there's like a coming sharing of this information. Okay. Now I can put it up. Okay. Let's find out who this person is first and foremost. Like, why is somebody else entering the chat? So they want new air elements, Harlequin. I did a reading the other day about you're crazy matching their crazy. And I did an analogy between the Joker and Harlequin. And I wasn't trying to say the Harlequin, but like it came out and I'm like, is the Harlequin, but that would be, I likened was the energy of the person that I was reading for that was the Harlequin, which would make it you. Because I always read from the stance, well, not always, 75% of the time that I'm reading for, like, whoever I'm reading to or is listening is the one I'm reading for. That's the way that I read. And the Moon and Judgment. Ooh. You can't make a final judgment until something is... I think okay, so the feelings that are not expressed at this time are impacting the Harlequin. Okay. The Moon is the revealing. It can be it's obviously about emotion, intuition, but it is that which is hidden coming to light, so that they keep saying final judgment, so that there's it's like making a decision with all the information. It is like you can't really choose until you know. Let me give you an analogy really quick. Let's say that you've interviewed for a job and that you got somebody that you know works there, and they're kind of like, you've got it, you nailed it, it's in the bag. You've, even the person that interviewed you, like, oh my God, this is it. I'm gonna recommend you, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're hearing it, but you can't say yes until the official offer comes through. Like, it is kind of like, it's still in the dark. Like, you don't really know. Right? And so it's for you, it's still like, you're on the fence. You're like, it's like, I can't choose something that hasn't chosen me. So you may have preemptively moved towards this. You're like, in your head, you're like, I want this job. This is it, period, point blank. This is mine. But you can't really choose it until it offers itself up to you. Right? That's the way that it feels. What is the illusion right now? So the Nine of Cups came out in reverse. The lack of... So this is kind of like... not having... Either not having or not feeling like you can have. This is like... Okay, so this is like actually... Because the true feelings that were masked were like somebody holding on to this kind of like vision. And it's like that this is their dream. This is their true wish. This is what they truly, genuinely want and desire deep within them. That's perfectly in alignment. But this illusion that they hold that this is the one. You know how sometimes we put shit on a pedestal, right? We put shit on a fucking pedestal and it's like, this is it. This is my motherfucker, you know. Misfortune is kind of like, it is in holding on to that for dear life. I don't know, out of fear of being wrong or having to admit that you were wrong, or, you know, when a dream is long dead and gone, but you cling to it out of comfortability or a sense of, I have to achieve this because it gives me some sense of validation. Like, there's an unwillingness. There's like, but it's not really a wish fulfillment. It's an illusion. Somebody holding on to something that is not what they really, truly, genuinely want. It's as if it's like something looks good on the outside, but it's not really good on the inside. This could even be like, think of a relationship where, you know, a couple is very out in the open and you know, you can see them, like you see their interaction, and it looks like all is good, but behind the scenes it's not. Like deep within there's something wrong. It's not. It's bringing a lot of and holding on to that will bring about a lot of misfortune. And there's a need to be honest about this. Like there's just some kind of, I feel like there's a person, not you, holding on to this looks like this is this. And as a result, all it's going to, the longer they hold on to this illusion or portray, I feel like it's both, they will create misfortune within their life. And there's a need to, like, I want to say come clean, but it's like, there's nothing to come clean about. It's really about, and I think that's where something is very visible to other people. And so it may seem like coming clean to other people, but it's like, it's just being honest with yourself. It's being honest about this illusion that you're upholding by saying you're happy with something when you're not, that you want this when you're not. Victory. So we'll flip this back around. If this were like this, it's like in being honest with this and cutting out the illusion, one can get exactly what they want and have victory. It's giving like being in a relationship that is not what you thought it would be. It is giving like a marriage of convenience, or a marriage of like it's not personally satisfying, but you portray that you're okay and you're happy with it. You know, it's but it's also the kind of thing that it's at that place where if you don't come clean with it, if you don't acknowledge this, then, I don't know why I said marriage, they're just giving me these little excerpts, right? Like little, like bleeps of words, and it's like, I don't know why I said marriage necessarily. But that's it's like low-hanging fruit of an example, right? And so it's like, if you don't come clean, specifically with yourself about this illusion, then from this point forward, you're going to experience misfortune. But it's not you, it's like this other person. This person that needs to let go of this facade. It could be even like a sense of like this illusion of I love to be alone, and I'm happier alone, and I don't want to be with somebody. And that may have been true at one point, but it's like they're clinging to it, and it's no longer true for them. It no longer brings them joy and contentment. Like it's worn out its welcome. It's now just a facade. It's like, well, I've already done this, so I got to keep it up kind of thing. And it's like, so this could even be somebody single where it's like, it's time to come clean with yourself, or else you're going to endure some misfortune that you could have avoided. And so remember, you, the person listening, it's about, I feel like, waiting and observing, because this isn't about time. They've made it very clear, even though I said the next 72 hours, this isn't a thing where it's like, because people think patience and they think a long time, I gotta wait a long time, and it's not waiting a long time, right? It is being in the moment, waiting for something to be revealed. Which is maybe why this is like, they're telling you now, because it will bleed into this weekend. So it feels a bit like, maybe you don't have long to wait. You just need to be patient, because remember, patience creates the space of safety and allowance, and it makes it easier for someone to share. I don't have anything that says it's going to, you know, maybe this person isn't really, has not fully expressed, like, you can't claim something that doesn't claim you, right? We already said that. So this is something where it's like, you're in, but now they have to declare that they're in. Or maybe it's like a piece of information or knowledge where it's like a piece of information, not knowledge, like like sharing this. Because I feel like the Hand of Fate kind of pushes, which, you know, honestly, we always talk about the Fool card, right? And it's like, you stand too long at the edge of that cliff, and Spirit will take their proverbial boot and right off the edge, like they'll give you a friendly shove, right? And so there's some level of like, so that some kind of like true feelings, like the truth is revealed to you. I don't know if that's a sharing of feelings, or someone finally reaching out and saying something, or if this is a scenario where you've like, I totally would date this person, but, you know, they're hanging on to their old relationship for so long, and absolutely not. I would never get with somebody that's with somebody ever. And so you've kind of kept it, you know. This could also be a sharing of that honesty with like this other person. I don't ever like the idea that somebody comes between two people and that like you're just waiting, because I don't feel a waiting. Like, I don't feel a like, oh, that's my person. When like I don't read for motherfuckers like that, for one. Like, get a goddamn life. But it's one of those things where it's like, in your reality, it's not even an option, because you're saying, I can't choose something that doesn't choose me, that hasn't even put their hat in the ring for me to choose. Like, it just can't. So Spirit might be pushing somebody, and I think that something is going to come to light that allows a final decision. Let's get a little more. Come on, tell me, let's talk about this. Secret Tarot. I do need to get a little more. See, I'm talking to myself in my own head, but it's out loud. Tell me more about the Hand of Fate and the Harlequin. We're going to put this like over here. Tell me about the Hand of Fate and the Harlequin. Or the true feelings. King of Pentacles. Some kind of initiation. So, okay, that's good. So at first they were trying to like, they were saying it's like a peace offering, but it's not a peace offering. Because it's not like something that needs to be, there's no conflict. And then they finally showed me, like, you know, like on The Bachelor, how someone extends a rose, right? It's like symbolically, it's kind of like a tree branch. And let me extend a tree branch to you. it opens up some, like, this is the initiation of expressing some kind of curiosity, interest, chemistry, something like that. It's initiating that. It's their way of trying to, the first flicker, the first that you catch wind of any kind of interest or possibility or whatever that is with the King of Pentacles, manifests. It will manifest. It comes in. It's like the initiation of this manifestation. This, I just get like this flame that burns. It's kind of like your first discovery of this light that exists within the King of Pentacles. It's the first expression of passion or interest or flirtation. It's like the first time where you're like, was that what I think it was? Were they hitting on me? Like, I mean, it's like, but it's not as bold as the fucking Knight of Wands. Let's just put it that way, okay? It's a little like a peace offering, like a little, I extend the olive branch. There you go, that's the olive branch. I extend, here's the rose. You know what I mean? Like, here's a little rose. It's like the branch they're going to walk out on to really reveal. So something is going to push, fate is, you know, Spirit's pushing, going to do something to push this person where I feel like they are compelled to express something. They no longer want to face some form of misfortune. They become real with what they want and what they desire. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my. I'm fucking down. Yeah. What? You may not be aware. There may be somebody who thinks somebody's, oh, there's the motherfucking Knight of Wands. He's going to extend the olive branch, and as soon as he gets a chance to do more, he's going to come hot and heavy. But it's like testing the waters. There we go. Testing the water. It's like the initiation of some kind of like something that's going to get very hot and heavy. So I'm getting that you may not be aware. Maybe the illusion is that you think somebody's not on the market, or somebody's not in the dating pool, or somebody's not, like, they're not on your radar. Or you have there's an illusion that exists because of someone's hiding their feelings, that, oh, okay, well, nothing will ever happen. That's the misfortune. Like, well, the illusion is the misfortune maybe. And that's where some truth comes out, because something gets revealed. Remember the Moon card, something gets revealed so that there can be some decisions to be made, right? Like, so you can't answer the call if somebody hasn't called you, right? And the Judgment card is all about, like, you know, Gabriel blowing his horn and like people answering the call. It's kind of like, I can't choose somebody who hasn't chosen me. So there's this change in someone's romantic world, that like something shifts to bring two people together. Love is suddenly going to be on the table. The potentiality of it, at least, because it is just a page. The Knight is still there. Oh my God. I get the sense this person is a really good flirt, but also equally good at stoicism. Is that how it's like hiding? they're going to initiate something that kind of turns the tides, that begins the manifestation of this. Whether it is you find out this person's on the market again and it's like, oh, right? And like, there's a little something, you know? It's like it starts this whole thing. But I feel like the magician really tries to make some things happen. And so it does feel like an initiation of two people coming together. Like things kind of changing so that these two people can come together. So this motherfucker can find the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. There's some decisions being made. And that might be what's happening right now. There might be some kind of like, you know, like the hand of fate is pushing someone to make some decisions, choices. Emboldening somebody, right? And sometimes it's literally just spirit turning up the volume. Because if somebody's like, I'm not happy with this, I want this, I don't have my wish, like, you know, I don't have my desire, an unfulfilled wish. It's kind of like whether they're, and again, I feel as if like I'm picking up definitively on some people who there is a person that has held on to something for way too long, right? And it's almost as if it's non-existent. It's just all they have to do is kind of like drop the facade, let it go, because their heart's not in it. And they just said nobody's heart is in it. So it would be a situation where it was like, what are they, like, what are you all doing? Why are y'all, you know? So either they are about to initiate that or it's already happened. And now this person is like, I really, like they finally let go of something, you know what I mean? That they had because they were miserable. And they felt, you know, like they didn't want to have that for the rest of their life. They finally let it go. And that would be something I feel like you wouldn't necessarily know until they, for some of you, it is somebody new. And that's why this gets to be initiated, right? It's like you've been patient and all that kind of stuff. And you're just kind of like, you're in the state of allowance, letting things unfold how they have to. And that's the quickest route to something coming together into union. And so it's like, on the other hand, there's individuals where it's somebody more or less admitting to themselves. There's no like third party or any other situation. It's pushing somebody, turning up the volume of what they really want instead of trying to pretend like, no, I'm good. It's okay. I don't need, or whatever, ignoring their feelings or what their wants and desires are. They are pushed. You turn up the volume enough and they will act, right? And so spirit's kind of turning up the volume. And so there is some kind of, and I feel like the turning up of the volume or the pushing of the hand of fate is happening right now. And that's going to bleed into this weekend. So I feel like the weekend's going to be pretty nice because it's almost like when spirit turns up the volume, this person has to answer the call of their own desire, right? And again, remember, I always tell you all, we have to choose our destiny. That's the thing. People always want to be like, your destiny chose you. No, you have to choose your destiny. You have to opt in. You have to agree. You have to commit. And so that's where this energy of, I can't commit to something that hasn't committed to me. You know what I mean? Like there's two factors in this, and I can't like express my emotion as somebody who, like, if they're not in it also, I can't, you know. And so there's this thing of, and especially if it's not in your awareness that there is a person that has any type of interest in you, right? But whatever happens, and I'm gonna find out what this Page of Wands is, because the fact that it's more like a branch being kind of like it's almost like finding a way or a reason to communicate with you so that they can kind of like, it's like an in, it's their way in. But it's a wand. It's fire. It's, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's their way to initiate this desire to, because a magician can make their manifestation happen. He's got all that he needs to do that. And so there's a turnaround in your romantic life. This individual wants to turn things around with you. Whether it's, I mean, like, again, at no point does this feel like a past person. I'm just going to be honest with you. This isn't somebody that you ever were in a relationship with. But I feel like things move in a new direction in your love life. Like, this person wants to change the circumstances between you and them. And so if they might meet you, they might want to flirt with you. They might want to, like, they're going to take charge in directing this. And it's almost like that's where it's like, something's going to be revealed so that you can choose, so that you can officially choose, right? We go back to the job analogy. I want this. I would love this, but until it's given to me, I can't, until it's offered to me, I can't take it. I can't go in there and just take a fucking job and be like, bitch, this is mine. No, like, I can't just go and snatch up a motherfucker in a restaurant, like, you're mine. Although I know there's a lot of dark romance novels out there that talk about that, and the wooded hunts and all kind. We won't get into that too much, but I'm just saying, like, I can't claim something that isn't going to also claim me. And that's where this is. And you see all the hearts down here with the Judgment card? It's like, so there's a pursuit. The King of Pentacles is coming after the Queen of Pentacles. So that's why I said this feelings being masked is, I feel like you have, and in the other reading, it was like you walked past one flower to go for the other one, right? But how do we know that flower wants to be picked? You've chosen, and I want to say behind the scenes, they've chosen. Like, they are in the energy and the stance that they are ready. But whether this is somebody that has seen you, witnessed you, or is about to, and has to take the leap of faith to kind of like initiate something with you so that this can go somewhere. They're ready to pursue their true wish fulfillment. They want victory. But they have to, like, get out of this energy, okay? High Priestess. Woo! I feel like this is like knowing. There's a knowing here. Okay. What is the page of, how is this going to be initiated? May we ask? Because there's something about this leading to some, this is the cup, right? Rejuvenation, fulfillment. Like, they're seeking fulfillment. But it's like they have to seek it. You're ready. You're willing. And again, this could be a proverbial someone, right? Like, whoever's meant to come in has to also approach. And that's where I think Spirit's gonna do a little shove. Like, come on now. And so how that works out could be anything from coming across a post of yours and sending a little, slipping in the DMs, right? This could be seeing you out and then, like, a friend saying, my friend over here wants to, I'm just throwing shit out, guys. I don't know how it's going to work, right? This could be someone hitting you up this weekend that you haven't heard from in a long time, and they're like, hey, you just crossed my mind. I was wondering about you. Third party situation already gone. And you're just now learning about this, right? It's like there's this push. Maybe Spirit pushes them to go out somewhere or to do something, to Google. Like, there's just something here where it's like, and then they turn the volume up so it's undeniable and they initiate. Because the Magician card is about, I want this. I will do what it takes to push things in the Two of Cups area. So give me a little more on the Page of, right, we're going to use Storm and Tarot, the Page of Wands. Six of Swords. It's like bridging the gap between the two of you. The initiating, the olive branch. There's some kind of like, it's to get the communication started. It's to get something going. Because nothing's happening right now. There's nothing right now. Okay. There's a holding back. Oh, it's taking the leap of faith. We have the Sacred Clown, which is the Fool in this deck with the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is choosing how to take action towards that which you desire. It's the leap. Well, that much we knew, Spirit. So can we get a little more detail? I mean, we don't gotta be Captain Obvious. Although I love the confirmation there. But I'm just saying, like, can we get a little more, like, how? The fucking invitation, bitches. We talked about this. There it comes. This is socializing and like this is like that camaraderie and it could be in the form of like a formal invitation, like, hey, you want to go out and get a da-da-da. But this is also like very well may be, I would say this is jovial and happy and like just playfulness and in a very social way, if that makes sense. So it's like, it's a bit more lighthearted. This would be either somebody inviting you out or someone seeing you out and like just kind of like enjoy, like choosing to insert themselves in a situation, kind of like, you know, in a group setting maybe. But it's a very social, playful type of energy. Almost. It almost came out. I'm also getting, like, again, like they keep saying social, so there may be something with social media on that. It's the very first of that. Ooh, the Hierophant. Give me just a second. They gave me apprehensive with the Nine of Swords. It doesn't make sense. I'll be honest with you. Ooh, honest with your spirit, because we've got the Four of Cups is like the apathy card. And usually the person's looking at the Three of Cups. Like there may be something about this that's like unappetizing, or you're apprehensive about, like if it's an invitation to come out, or like, hey, let's meet up, or you know, like let's chit chat, and like you might be like, because the idea is you're waiting for the proverbial cup. But to me, like that cup that comes out from the sky would be the invitation. Like that would be spirit pushing. Because here in the Hierophant, where you can see, like he is manifesting. He is like bringing into reality this union. There's the two people. It is a higher level commitment. Explain yourself, Spirit. I don't understand. Let's pull these up so you can see really well. Okay, guys? Because this is all about the page. This is the initiator of things. This is how it's initiated that we're discussing. And Nine of Swords is just apprehension about something. Tell me about that. I don't understand the Nine of Snow Biscuit. Six of Cups. And the Star. You know, social is very public. And I'm getting history, but not a past person with a Six of Cups. But I'm also getting like childlike fun and just going with it and following us. It's like this is the guidance. Is the apprehension strictly from it's like giving, I've made mistakes before very publicly. And so I don't know if I want to make something so public. There's something very social. I'm also getting children. Yet being guided. I don't know if this person is kind of like maybe you have kids and you like, I don't know, I can't really go out, but you feel very guided to. You would really like to, you want to. I don't know if this apprehension, maybe it's all of these. There, you know, for somebody, it's something different. The apprehension of the apprehension is from some kind of like history, like you're being guided to get out. You're definitely being guided to get out, because the Six of Cups talks about getting like rose cut into glasses, like actually enjoying yourself again. And do you feel weird about enjoying yourself again? Do they, because of their history? And why does it matter that something is public or something's very social, like in a social setting? Like there's a very like camaraderie kind of like. Well, for those who have just gotten out of a relationship, that might be why. That makes sense. Maybe it's like, oh, maybe this is like it's not been like this big gap, or maybe people around, like the social circle has just found out that this person and that the other person is no longer together. And it's like, oh, to be seen with them and they may have been gone, like, apart from each other for quite some time. It's just that everybody finally found out, like, it's more public now. That might be what it is. There we go. And so the idea is, I don't know, because I don't know if this could actually lead to something. It's been so soon, or it's just like too soon. But you want to. There's a wanting here. Okay. You want to. Maybe these circumstances or the optics around something. I don't know what it is about I don't want people to see me. They don't fucking care in any capacity or way. This feels more like a you thing when this happens. They're unbothered. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They're fucking unbothered. It's a you thing. I don't know what about the optics is a problem for you, but I don't want people to know. Very social, public kind of. And this may be, again, like, maybe because you have kids. Because the Queen of Pentacles is the nurturer, right? Like, and if you're invited out and you're like, oh, but I've got things to do. I have kids. I've got, I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive of going and doing because of that. But I don't feel like that would be, kind of feels like a excuse. I gotta be honest with you. But you are being guided. Like, your inner child wants this. Let's just say that. You might be apprehensive, but that part of you is like, oh, you really do want this. You do want to do this. And it could be as simple as, bitch, you're going to have to go out in public in order to be able to run into this person. Like, you might get invited out and you're like, like, I've got so much on my plate. I've been doing it all, but you can. You can do this. There's no reason you can't do this. There's no reason to have any kind of apprehension. You may be like, yeah, right. Higher level commitment. I'm going to meet somebody out, whatever. It's like, just fucking do it. Like, let things play out. Oh, bitch. 8 of Cups. Page of Cups, Princess of Cups. You're going to have to get out. You're going to have to let go of any apprehensions that you've had. I, again, still do not feel like, I just think you're a thinker. It's a very Virgo-y energy, right? And so it's one of those things where it's like, who gives a shit about the fucking optics? Who gives a shit about, because the way that I feel is like, Spirit's like, look, whatever things may look like, the true nature of this situation and how this is going to unfold is that everything's a-okay. It's all good. It's all good. Page of Wands really is a very flirtatious. It's like the easy way to kind of like feel something out. But whatever you feel like is, oh, I should be or shouldn't, or like, it's, you need to walk away from that so you can move towards something that you desire. And I feel like, and that's the other thing, this person, it very well may be that this person, the people that are getting really hung up, it's about that it's the, again, either the optics of it or just the questioning of they just walked away from something. And like, what does that look like? Or what does that mean? Or are they even ready kind of situation? Because this is like, Page of Cups is like the baby love. It's like let it just start, let it bud, right? It'll grow into something more. Page of Cup always has like the fish jumping out or something coming out of the cup, right? More than what you expected. But allow something to bud. This is again, it's like, I'm just gonna, it's their way of starting to bring this desire into reality. They're going after what they want, what they desire. Like, there's something with that. And so it's kind of like, let them. And don't ignore this cup when it comes. Their desire, they're going after what they desire. The Queen of Wands, you. Knight of Cups. It will turn into a legitimate, like, again, this is the start of something. And the Knight of Cups is, we have the quill or the feather, the message. Like, this will turn into a profession of emotion and love. You've been out here doing it all alone, and you are being guided home. And this is kind of like, after heartache and emotional turmoil, having a win. This is a win. This is a win. Okay. So, yeah, like, we're going to leave it at that. I hope the message finds whoever it's meant for. I hope it helps you in this situation, and I am intrigued to see how it unfolds. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys later this week.